Now, South Africans spend more than a third of their earnings on food, and rising prices have a substantial impact on their finances. That's according to the FinScope Consumer South Africa 2023 poll. Almost 85% of total monthly revenue is spent on groceries, electricity, transportation and communication. Well, to unpack this, I'm joined by Group Chief Advisor at Ntiyiso Consulting Group, Miyelani Holeni. Miyelani, good afternoon. Welcome to today. Thank you very much for coming through to the studios.
It's a pleasure, Umden.
Yeah, it's tough times, cost of living. When you look at this at this survey, take about nearly half of South Africans are struggling to afford food and electricity. I mean, that's a real lived experience, if I can use that expression, currently that many of us are facing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what we've seen is that, the COVID years have not done us, any favors. We've seen the economy that, is also not growing, very sluggish, not creating jobs, as well as new opportunities, I think, for people who are able to get into the job market. We've seen job losses as well in the key sectors, especially where retrenchments were concerned. So you can imagine that the picture in terms of, what it also spells out is that about 10 million people are almost in credit, and they are 90 days in arrears. Those are the ones who are working and are at least trying to eke out, a good living. So it's not a great situation that South African finds themselves under, because they are always constantly under pressure and having to turn to credit.
Yeah, and you find that other items that they will rely on, like fuel prices, for example, will then impact down the line on other costs, like transportation costs, like food costs. So it's like this we're caught in this vicious cycle, and interest rates are not coming down anytime soon, according to what we hear from the Reserve Bank, because inflation is not yet at that midpoint of 3 or 4.5%, between 3 and 6%, which they are targeting is now 5 point something percent.
So